Okay, welcome back. We've been digging into the government documents and the footnotes. It's a story we have been covering for 3 years. We're now seeing growing questions in Washington over why the Mueller probe was launched to begin with, after FBI officials and DOJ officials say by early 2017, the FBI and DOJ had not turned up any evidence in the Trump-Russia probe to connect that there was a conspiracy. So did former FBI Director James Comey arrange via media leaks to get special counsel Mueller appointed based on obscure violations of rarely used laws like the Farah Law and the Logan Act? Let's welcome former Trump campaign foreign policy advisor and current Fox News national security and foreign policy analyst, Walid Phares. Walid, what do you think?
Thank you, Liz, for having me. Basically, yes, from a perspective of a general analysis, many experts, I'm one of them, we are asking the question, if it was not the Russia-Trump campaign connection, so what was it about? Most likely it was about foreign policy as well. It was about an Obama foreign policy, specifically in my own view, the Iran deal that they were concerned about, though the architects of the Iran deal were very concerned that the next administration, Mr. Trump, President Trump now, would change it, would cancel it. And they, as you had discussed earlier, there was no idea that he would win. But when he won, there was a sort of a scrambling to make sure that there will be measures taken to protect that Iran deal. That would be one of the theories developed now.
Okay, so let's go through it. What happened was in early 2017, Comey would later testify in July 2017 that when he left the FBI, there was no active investigation into President Trump. James Clapper testified in 2017, July, there was no empirical evidence connecting Trump-Russia conspiracy. You had the same language to the effect from Peter Strzok and Lisa Page. So then you have a Farah probe, meaning that George Papadopoulos, Michael Flynn, you had Paul Manafort accused of basically violating obscure laws. Critics say these obscure laws, few have ever been charged with violations of these laws. The Farah Act is you didn't register with the U.S. government as being a lobbyist for a foreign government. And the Logan Act, do you think this was like a pretext to authorize investigations into a political opponent when there was no there, as Rod Rosenstein says? What do you say?
Look, Liz, the intensity of investigating Farah laws or the Logan Act, and as you said, these are laws that have not been applied thoroughly. But let's assume that these are laws and they need to be investigated. What is the link with the Russia-Trump campaign link? There isn't. So basically what has happened is that once the agencies concluded at the end of 2016, as far as we understand now, early 2017, that there was no connection between Russia and the campaign in terms of affecting policy, then probably somewhere at what level that we don't know, there was a shift to look at those little cases of Farah or Logan Act or others, basically taxation, that would maintain that
pressure. Wait, stay on that.
So that, yes.
Stay on that for a second. I'm sorry to interrupt. So if there's no there, why was Mueller appointed special counsel to look into what? If the FBI didn't have a case, if they have no evidence, then why was Mueller even appointed as special counsel to probe Trump-Russia collusion? Because the Trump-Russia FBI probe was launched as a Farah violation because George Papadopoulos was gossiping with an Australian diplomat over drinks in a London pub that, the Russians hacked the Democrats' emails and those leaks could come toward the Trump campaign's way. So that was a Farah violation. Do you see what I mean? They didn't have Trump-Russia conspiracy case there. You know what I mean? So it seemed, why was Mueller even appointed?
Look, as I testified to the Senate myself, because I testified to the Senate on this one, to the House, I made the case as an analyst, not just as a witness, that that's not how Russia operates. You cannot in few months have the Russian leadership trying to create a huge influence in an American campaign that represents at least half of the American people. Has never been before, and it can't be. So the Russia connection was not even logical to be there. Russia has different ways to influence, and therefore I agree with your point that they may have shifted to the Farah violation because there was nothing in the Russia connection.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'll tell you, there were as many Farah violation criminal prosecutions on the Obama administration as there were in the prior, the 40-year period from the mid-60s to 2015. So that's what was going on. They really ramped it up using this obscure law that nobody's been charged really with. Okay, Walid, great to have you on. Thank you so much for your perspective. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Liz.